Good morning, Don. Good morning, Waypoint. Sorry I'm eating. Um, Good to see you here. The I know Laura had a early morning show today. Morning, Don. And Mark.
Hi, Paul.
Hi, how you doing?
Fine, thank you. Yourself?
Yeah, hanging.
Good.
Hey, Donald. Yeah, the Laura had a nice little show going early this morning. She started at 5 o'clock Eastern time.
Did you get up early for it?
No, actually, I forgot about it. And I woke up a little earlier than ever, like about 7 o'clock or 7:30, and wandered over to the computer, and I said, "Oh shit, she's on,"
Oh. I've been talking. I didn't know I was muted.
Yep.
Yeah, I opened up YouTube and saw the panel was on. I thought, man, Paul went on early, and I just joined it automatically. I thought it was your channel.
Yeah, no, it was.
Hey, Joe.
Last night, yeah, I got the same thing.
There's the new Avada 2 owner.
Yeah, you can say that. Another person in debt.
You don't sound as excited today, Joe.
Well, I'm excited. I'll be out flying right now. I'm waiting on the door to open up with my granddaughter.
Oh, that's
Last
right.
thing I heard was they were dropping off at 7:30 this morning. I'm hoping it gets to about 9 and they haven't dropped off, and that means it's not.
Well, it's only 8 o'clock your time, right?
Yeah, but she said 7:30 they were going to drop her off. So it might be that my daughter's home, but she just got off of work, so she wanted to sleep and come get her later and bring her over here for a while. So it's like, and the ex-wife must have to not work out, has to work somewhere, not out the house. So I'm hoping that it changed,
Yeah.
because I'd rather have a couple of days notice and get, to do things.
Friday morning,
Yep.
Laura says Friday morning is her new live time at 5 a.m. Eastern.
Well, you know what that means? I will not be up.
Well, unless you have a tough night.
Well, I was laying there last night and I woke up at like 3 and I noticed my son wasn't home yet. And I said, well, maybe he found another girlfriend, That's what I was thinking. And he come trucking in this morning at 6 o'clock. And I looked at him and I said, and this is how he is. I said, you just getting home? And he looked at me like, oh, you stupid? Because I'm walking through the door. What do you think? Because I'm in a bad mood. I said, what's the matter? He said, I just worked 18 hours. So he had an 18-hour shift. And it had, right when he was getting off last night, they had a pursuit. And the kid, it was a 15-year-old with a stolen car with another 15-year-old. And they wound up having a crash and the whole thing. The kid got ejected. So it was a mess. He said he passed up 2 of the other officers, and he said he looked down, he was going 150.
Wow.
Trying to keep up with his kid.
Any details on the kid? Is he
Mhm.
got a
was
parent's
injured.
car, or did they steal a car, or?
No, they bought it. It was a stolen car out of, he told me where it was, out of Independence, Louisiana, north of Johnny. And the kid said that they bought it from somebody in Independence for $2,000. And he's a 15-year-old. Way to get $2,000 at,
Well, yeah.
you know?
So
Hey, Don.
any suspect that they're the kids are either in a gang or drug dealing, or?
Oh, that was all suspect. They were trying to get it back to New Orleans. You know, trying to get it to New Orleans.
Mm.
Wow.
Yep. What's the world coming to?
The life of a police officer.
Yeah, so he went to bed. So and I told him the baby's coming home. He goes, "You got to be kidding me." 'Cause she makes noise. Oh, she makes noise.
Yeah, and he wants to sleep. Doesn't he?
Now, how old is the kid?
She's 14 months.
Wow. Oh yeah, she's moving around.
Oh, she started. She's past the crawling stage. She's walking now, and it's like nothing's safe. Not a thing is safe. Not even the dogs. Let's put it that way.
Well, there's no
Shoot.
need to back. You're out.
Laura said
She
she'll
reached-
still send you a link, even though you probably won't be there for her morning shows.
Thank you, Laura. But Tino came up by her the other day, and she reached over and she was gonna pet him, and he's very skeptical because when she pets him, she'll grab him too, and she grabbed him by the ear and wouldn't let the ear go,
Oh,
and he was going yike yike trying to get away from him.
so
I
as
said,
soon
"Let
as
him
they
go,
see
let him
her
go."
coming, they're going to be heading for the hills, right?
Oh, they'll come up to smell her or something like this to be close to her, but when she reaches out, they're backing out, they're getting out because they know she's going to grab. And then to get even with her, every once in a while, one will come over and bark at her, and then she'll cry a little bit, you know,
Ah.
because it scares her.
Right?
But I want to fly. That's what I want to do right now.
You know, this is a nuisance on the phone. I can't find a way of muting the YouTube feed and leaving the Zoom feed talking.
Muting YouTube
Yeah, but how?
on the video on your phone. If you click the video, you'll have a little speaker at the bottom. Click that, mute. Goodbye.
Nope.
The actual video itself, you'll see a line come across the bottom, and it's under there.
Um,
In other words,
No.
tap the video feed, and then you should be able to see a place to.
all I can see there.
Let me see where it is on your phone.
It says, what's it got? It's got a little arrow. It's got the streaming thing, another weird symbol, the settings symbol. And at the bottom it says live and full screen, and that's it. It doesn't have a thing that says mute. It's got a little arrow. It's got
So we got 3-mile-an-hour winds and gusting to 10. Today would be a perfect day to fly.
symbol. And at the bottom it says live
Thank you. They have moved it.
screen, and that's it.
Yeah, I figured out why yesterday I was having so much trouble with the motion controller.
Yeah.
I went in and watched a couple people's videos, and then I went and looked at the manual. And what happened was I was in beginner mode. That's
Okay.
another whole mode that they've got, and that's for somebody just starting out with it because it barely wants to move. And it's slower than normal or cinematic.
Yep.
But you haven't clicked in the goggles, and you got to turn it off in the goggles. And I didn't know that, so I turned it off, and I saw the difference. What happened was I was in beginner mode.
David, I think it's
be
you,
good.
isn't
Yep,
it?
got an echo.
Yeah, I was trying to find the mute button, but they've moved it off the mobile app
Okay.
Hey, David.
because that's logical. No fucker wants to mute Laura, did he?
Why would anybody want to mute me?
I don't know. I've been trying for a few weeks.
I ended up just muting Mark. You're muted, so
Yeah, he's trying to find the mute on.
on his cell phone.
And Joe, even though you'll be asleep on a Friday morning, I'll still send you a link.
Thank you so much.
Same goes to you, Donald.
Laura goes live every day, Laura?
No, just on a Friday.
Friday
and Sundays.
At 5 a.m. Eastern time.
I'm not waking up early for you, Laura. But I usually wake up and I'm making coffee about the time I joined in today. But like I
Right.
said, I opened up YouTube and saw the panel, and there's the regular jokers that were on the panel. I thought it was Paul's stream started early.
Yeah, well, what she's doing from now on a Friday, she's going to start at 5 a.m. your time, so we can have 2 hours of British Commonwealth time, and then you guys can join in later and just take over and not let us get a word in edgeways. Sorted.
Okay,
Perfect.
so the first 2 hours of talking bollock.
And then,
I
Yeah.
can speak English.
yeah, talking bollocks, and then you guys come on and talk more bollocks and bullshit. Sorted. Perfect.
So
Best of
Mark,
luck.
did you find your mute button?
No, I just stopped the video on YouTube so that all that's what's in is the chat. So
That's the plan.
it just means the screen doesn't change and I don't see anybody who's on. So it don't matter.
Well, that's not good.
You're not
Well,
got, you're not got an
it's
iPad.
It's 15 seconds behind the blooming Zoom chat anyway. So
Have you not got a tablet or anything?
yeah, but it's not as easy to hold in front of me.
No, but you could put the chat on there and have it to one side of you. And
Yeah, but I've
use,
still
use
still got
Zoom
the-
and use a mobile for Zoom.
Yeah, but if I still want to read the chat, I've still got to pick the iPad up so that I can use my magnifying glass.
We'll have to get you a bigger magnifying glass.
The whole idea of this one is I can carry it in my pocket. It's got a light with it as well. So that
Lance is driving to work, I think.
Yes, I am. I'm going to stop and do a hike for someplace. Morning, guys.
I mean, when I stream the YouTube video to me TV, I can just mute the TV. But I'm watching golf, so I can't do that.
Laura, can you bring me a GP? Bring me a GP.
What does that stand for?
Dr. Pepper.
Oh, I thought it was toilet paper, maybe.
Oh,
No,
a DP.
It sounded like you said
thought-
GP, but it's
Yeah,
I
I
did.
thought you said
But-
that for
but we
general
call it-
practitioner.
Yeah, but we call a doctor over here a GP.
Yeah.
So bring me a
Oh,
GP.
right, I get you. Yeah.
general
So it's-
practitioner.
It's
Okay.
just short for doctor without the pepper.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought maybe you were
Yeah,
sitting
don't-
on the toilet and you ran out of TP.
You guys hear the video, the guy sitting in the bathtub full of Dr. Pepper singing the song about DP?
No.
DP,
Morning, Donald.
find out what it means to me, even when I have to pee. What comes out
Mhm.
used to be DP.
I like the other song better. Ain't no place
Oh,
to
no.
pee on Mardi Gras Day.
Okay, Joe, I want to see some gaps today with that thing. Not flying around like a sissy.
Joe,
I was flying around like a sissy because I couldn't get the thing to switch modes.
I want tugboat. Come on, just send it.
So Johnny, I said, now I think I could take the old Avada and go through the tugboat. And he said,
There you
well,
go.
I'll come out there with you. Let me use your new Avada and I'll try.
Mark, was your cup just an eyeball?
Are all the menus in the goggles the same as they were before, or have they changed them all?
It's a little bit different. It's all the same, but you have the motion controller that if you're hovering or you haven't taken off yet, you can go off, you can look to the side and there's the little settings button and you can click on it. It gives you a pointer. Like in virtual reality stuff. Gives
Oh,
you a
yeah.
pointer so you could use the motion controller and do
As
all
a
your
mouse.
settings without touching the goggles.
All right.
Yeah, so it makes it a little easier.
You use it
And
like a
then
mouse.
if you tap the
basically.
side,
Yeah.
if you tap the side or tap the side button twice on the motion controller, it'll change the screen to give you the virtual. You'll be able to see out with the little screen.
All right.
So it's some changes, but you've got to get out of beginner's mode, or it's not going to let you do anything. It lets you go about 5 miles an hour.
Well, that's on the app, isn't it? The beginner's mode part.
Yeah, that was built into it where you got to go in the goggles and you got to go on the advanced settings. In advanced settings, it says beginner's mode. I got off of that, and it says you do know you'll be able to go faster if you're taking off of this. Yeah, take it off. That's what it's all about. Because I bumped that chair yesterday when I bumped the chair going underneath the bench because I was trying to go down and it wasn't moving. It was taking its time. It was just barely hovering going down. And then when it hit the chair, when it hit it and it went through, it jumped from beginner's mode to sport mode and almost took off into the swimming pool.
Wow.
Yeah, you don't need that.
Yeah, when it started going towards the big Olympic pool out here, it started going up towards it. I turned my hand and just turned around, and that's what stopped it, you know?
I don't know if Justin will be here right away or not, or if he won't be here this morning, but his daughter woke up in the middle of the night and barfed all over the house. So
He's still cleaning the carpet, I think.
oh, okay.
Yeah, that's bad. I got one dog that I'll get up in the morning, and before I do anything, I look down the hallway because he'll have a habit, and it's Loki. He'll have a habit if the paper's got too much stuff on it, and he doesn't like it that way. He'll leave one turd in the middle of in the carpet on the carpet, and it doesn't hurt anything because I shampoo it, you know, and all this.
Yeah.
But I'll spray it and shampoo it and everything. But I'll look down the hall and I looked down yesterday and I said, man, that doesn't look right. What is that? Went down there, one of them threw up right in the middle of the hallway.
Oh, heck.
I had a big chunk of vomit.
Well, that's weird. I
Thank
mean, when my dog's sick, she then licks it all back up again.
They don't lick it back up, they leave it.
Yeah.
I agree.
I know. Like I said,
I'm
she'll
glad I'm
eat
not
anything.
eating.
That was always a good thing about having a dog is if the cats threw up, you'd be quiet for a second. Just maybe the dog will take care of it.
Yeah.
And he'd come in tail wagging and want to give you kisses, and you're like, no,
No, not after that, though.
I know what you just did.
Yeah. So they're starting to put the accessories out there. Start RC or Star TRC. The case $89.99. So John, I said you better get two.
Yeah, they're not cheap, are they?
I'm not spending that much money.
I actually won the hard case for my Mini 3 Pro from the Drone Safe store that I bought it from in the the Mini 3 Pro from in the first place, so I was quite happy about that. They had a little competition where they were giving away loads of bits and pieces, and I managed to win the hard case.
Well, I like the case that Start RC has. However, the battery container holds 3 batteries. In the back section where the motion control is, they put the thing to put the 3 battery case.
Mhm.
But
You
on the
do
side,
know-
on this side, there's 4 more slots for batteries. Like I told
You do
Johnny, I'm
know-
not gonna have 7 batteries.
Joe, what you need to do is buy a case and get your 3D printer working and print the sections for your drone to slot in. And then
Yeah,
you
that
can make
works.
it how you want it.
Yeah, but it's foam.
Yeah, but all you do is you print
Can't-
it with a
you
bigger
can't
gap
print
and you put
hard stuff.
foam.
Yeah, foam inside the gap. Yeah.
Yeah, you put foam down the edges to give your drone a bit of protection. But then you could put your own memory card slots in, your controller where you need it, and your battery packs and everything else. Little toolbox down the side just in case you need to change the props. See?
Yep.
Mm.
What's up, Brian, Corey?
Oh God, Justin's here. Hi,
Mike.
Justin.
Justin,
What's up, Jody?
Just in time.
What's up,
Jody.
Justin?
didn't know Jody was there. Why does everybody keep calling it Start RC?
That's because of the way they got it written on the thing.
It's a capital T, isn't it?
No, it's all caps. And they're all together.
All right. They're actually called Star TRC.
Yeah, they got the way they've got it now on Amazon. It's Start RC all caps together.
Mm.
See, I want to buy it, but I'm gonna hold off because Johnny said the guy sending him one. He said he's gonna try to get 2, and he's
Mm.
sending them filters and everything. So I should be,
What,
I should
even
be
after
taken care of.
you
Whatever.
take it round to his house and let him have a go?
Hopefully. I tell you what, if I was a little bit closer to him yesterday, I would have went over there and walked down the street and flew over there and went and got by his window. You know.
Mm.
Why are you
Yeah.
getting a case for it if you're just giving the drone to Johnny anyway?
What the hell is this thinking? Well, you early this morning. Huh? Early this morning.
There you go.
Yeah, I was on his stream this morning. He was on this morning talking about it. A lot of people bought them. I'm shocked how many people bought them. Mark Fisher said he's getting 2 because he does a lot of commercial work, and he said it flies better than the first one inside.
Well, you notice this one, it seems like the availability of getting it quick is a lot better than the last few they released.
Oh,
Because
it's
people
shocking
were
everybody. I had it within 2 hours.
That's what I'm saying. People were the last few releases of the DJI drones, people were ordering them and having to wait a week to 3 weeks to get them.
But you see,
Oh, no.
Johnny's up doing me anyway. He says he canceled his order through DJI, but it's shipped. So he said he'll have one today and have one Saturday.
They
I
won't
said,
end
"So
up
you keeping
charging
them
them
both?"
for
He
that?
goes, "No. You got charged, but he'll have to send it back."
Like I said, I have I think they did a little bit better at distribution this time.
Well, yeah, they know. I guess they've had enough issue, you know.
Yeah, because like I said, the last few drones, they people were ordering them and having to wait almost a month to get them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was like the Mini 3 Pro. When
Yeah.
the Mini 3 Pro came out, I ordered it, and it took 6 weeks.
That's what I'm saying. Same thing with the what was it, the Mini? I think they had the same issue with the Mini 4, the Mavic 3 was the same thing.
I actually got my Flymore kit for the Mini 3 Pro a month before I got my Mini 3 Pro, even though I ordered them all as one thing. They
Yeah, I
got
got my
the
fly more kit.
they got the
about a
fly
week
more
before.
kits in before they got the rest of it.
Hey, Mark,
Hmm.
I was looking at Star RC just to see why everybody see what the difference is because I was like, okay, which is it? Is it Star TRC or Star RC?
Hmm.
And it looked like back in 2017, they registered the trademarks for Start RC and Start both at the same time. So I think Start and Start RC, since you have the Start as one trademark and then Start with the RC, I think it is Start.
All right. Okay.
Well, they probably registered both just to be on the safe side, so nobody would try
Right,
to steal their name.
but that's the question was it Star TRC or Star RC?
Right, because I mean it's smart to do that because if they decided to go with Star RC
Okay,
and then
but that's yeah.
somebody
Mm.
decided to do a Start RC and they took them to court, they'd be like, well, ours is Start, not Star. You know, so
Mm.
they
So which
dip
is it? Yeah, because
that right.
Mm.
they didn't register a Star trademark. They registered a Start trademark.
Mm.
Okay.
I'm just looking at. I was curious
Yeah,
because it's
that's
like
all right.
that is
Yeah.
it's hard to tell, and I was like, okay, so my little brain couldn't let it go, so I started looking.
Yeah.
Well, it's that same argument people had over Holystone. Some people said that the company, they swear the company pronounces it Hollystone, but
Yeah.
then other people say it's Holystone.
Yeah, but if
I
you
mean,
look at their
Yeah.
YouTube videos, I believe they pronounce it Holystone.
Like
But
a
it's only
Vada Avatar.
It's only one L, isn't it? Not two.
Uh-huh.
yeah, but
Always is one L and Holly.
yeah,
is
but you've
two
seen
L.
how the Chinese spell and directions booklets they put in with
Mm.
products, so I wouldn't
Well, yeah, true.
put them to fucking
I
misspell
pronounce it
something.
Holistony.
Why you talk about that
Yeah.
Chinese like that? We just run restaurants.
Well, what I'm
Yeah.
saying is like if dude, I've gotten some like instruction manuals and products before where the spelling was just horrendous. Like it, it was like Jesus
Well,
Christ, I should have just
the,
hired somebody from America to write their damn book for
the spelling is actually better than the grammar.
Oh yeah, the guy I watch Freak Reviews, he's gotten quite a few uh instruction booklets where he sits and reads it out, and it's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, the company that I bought the Vada case from put out a Nevada 2 case, but they missed the boat. They screwed it up because there's no place for the motion controller. I don't see a place. The motion controller, I think they put underneath the let's see. I think they put the motion controller underneath. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's underneath, and the charging hub is underneath. I don't like that.
Mm.
Yeah, maybe I do. I do and I don't. Yeah, it's got a deep cutout. It's about this thick, the case.
Mm.
So it's got a deep cutout. So you put the charging hub down in the bottom and the motion controller and the drone on top. It's got a spot for 4 batteries. That's actually a little better to me.
Mm.
But it's $89 and I ain't buying one.
And what company is that?
That's FPV Toski.
PGY Tech
USKY.
usually drops some stuff pretty quick within the first week. They'll start dropping some stuff too. I always liked the PGY Tech products. They always had really good products for
Yeah,
decent
they have good
prices.
stuff too.
Yeah, because they're
What's
not extremely expensive neither.
What's
Yeah,
the
I
case?
think
comes with
Johnny,
it?
when he got the stuff for the Avada, I think he got 2 cases. The guy sent him like 2 or 3 cases. You know, so they sent him a lot of stuff.
What's the case like that comes with it?
No, this is the hard case where you put everything in, the waterproof case. The case that comes with it is nice.
Yeah, the one that you
Mhm.
actually I watched your unboxing video. Yeah, it was actually a pretty nice case.
I
I
actually
will watch
kind
it
of like
unless
that
it
case
is,
because everything fits in it just in the perfect spot. And I said, well, I got the sticks coming in. Where's that gonna go? And then and Billy Kyle last night was showing the case, looking down in it, and I have the batteries in the front where the batteries should go in the back. then the motion control and the sticks go right there.
See,
Yeah.
what
I
I,
said,
I what
"Oh,
I
man."
didn't like about the Mini 2 and the Air 2 case that came with it, the bags, is they fit all nice and snug in there when all the packaging material was in there. But the minute you took all that out, everything was just loose in there. And I
Yeah.
didn't like it. It was like everything was just kind of moving around in there. I mean, you could do some slight
Everything in this is
adjustments,
snug.
but
Yeah, there's no room in them to put extra bits and pieces like the filters and things like that in, though, is there?
Hey, this I gotta say this again. This commercial that's on is for heating and water cooling. It's electric heating, water cooling, and plumbing place. They got this little kid. He's dressed up like a superhero. He got this big thing going on. He's going go 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 when they're going through the portal, right? And then they show the kid. He's standing there with all his little army men, throwing them in the toilet and flushing the toilet.
Yeah, you said that.
That is a great commercial. That's one of the best I've ever seen. Just the way he's doing. He's throwing them in there, hitting the thing. And it's just going down. You know. I never thought of that when I was a kid. That'd have been cool.
And expensive. Yeah.
Not for me.
No, not for you. No.
Not for me. My mom and dad rented every place they went, so it wouldn't have been for them either. And you see, I gotta lie about that. My mother lived for 20 something years. My uncle that was the mechanic was also a Ford Motor Company. He specialized in transmissions and that for Ford. And he was a master plumber. He had Baden's Plumbing in Houston, Texas. And he knew everything about plumbing too. And that's where he made his money. And we were having an issue one day where we no matter what we did, we're having problems with the sink in the kitchen. And he called me up and he said, "Well, this is what you got to do. You got to go under the house." I said, "Okay." I go under the house. He said, "Find the main drain coming from under the kitchen." He said, "Wherever it has that bend, you're gonna have to open it up." He said, "And you're gonna have to." He said, "Bring you I can't remember what he called it, but he said you can get you a long wooden spoon and work just as good." And he said, "Just get in there." And he said, "What you're gonna do? Bring your bucket because you're gonna make a mess." He said, "Just start scraping all the grease out." He said, "It's gonna be nasty." He said, "It'll probably be black, and it'll probably look like grit. That's what it'll probably be because it got everything in it." And he said, "But bring you some gloves and get underneath there." And he said, "Just work with it, and then have them work with it a little bit up top, and just make sure you don't turn the water on like that."
Yeah.
So
That's
I'm
easy to
underneath the
do.
house and I'm digging all this stuff out. And it's nasty, and I'm laying there, and the drain's right above me, right? And they said, "How's it going?" I said, "It's going good. Just don't turn the water on like this." And they said, "Okay." And they turned the water on. Thought I said turn the water on. All I can tell you is that I was about as mad as I could be because everything that was up there that hadn't gone through because it was being blocked came through.
Came through. Yeah.
All on top of me.
That's all right when you've got houses that are built 3 foot above the floor.
Yeah.
Our houses are built on the ground, and all of our drainage and sewers are underground.
Your house is built on the ground.
Yeah, it's got well, it's got a 2 foot space underneath.
Yeah, you should have foundation ground level, and then you should have 2 foot space before you got your house.
Yeah, that's what we call crawl space.
Yeah, that is not in my kitchen. My kitchen extension was built on a concrete slab.
Oh dear. I hope it's pinned into the foundations.
Oh, it was done well. It's a double extension. It goes right the way up the house.
Still, it needs to be pinned into the foundations because if it slips, an expensive.
It goes all the way up there.
So we're going to be 40 degrees in the morning, right? And 82 tomorrow night.
And I don't know when the extension was built. The house was built in the 1940s, early 1930s. The extension was probably done in the 70s by the looks
What's
of
up,
it.
Dustin?
So I got to go get my glasses today. They came in, and then I got a. Right now, I think I have a baseball game to shoot. It's the district playoff game, and I think that's at 6:30 tonight. But I don't know yet. Depends on if they won yesterday, and I didn't look.
It's a shame you can't do a quick blast around the stadium with the Avata before you start filming the game.
Yeah, I'll
In
put it
fact,
this
just
way.
join the players on the pitch with it.
Yeah,
Mm.
the problem I have with that is LHSAA, it's Louisiana Sports Association, that run all of this. One of the main rules they have are no drones at a game, at a sanctioned game. Because I will have it out there for the 7-on-7s, because it's not sanctioned by LHSAA, and the coach says bring it, bring it. So I'll bring it out there. I'll sit underneath the little tent out there and fly it all around while things are going on.
What's their reasoning behind that? Is it they don't want you distracting the players or what?
I think that's part of it. I think that's really the big part. They're looking at safety in case you're on the field. What'd you say? I didn't hear you, Lance.
Is it a college stadium?
No, it's a high school stadium.
Oh, okay.
Well,
But,
depending on where you're at, them because them high school stadiums will look like fucking NFL stadiums.
Mandeville holds about
In
8,000.
Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mandeville holds about 8,000.
They should
Yeah,
allow
well-
you to do it during warm up, but not during the actual game.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
if you had a really good drone like the Mavic 3 and you were a few hundred feet and maybe just a couple hundred feet in the air and a little ways back from the field, nobody's going to notice it anyway. So
Oh yeah, I
at
could do that. I
nighttime,
could-
if you could get it, if you got above the
With Zoom.
stadium lights, nobody would
Yeah.
see it. Because those stadium lights are so fucking bright. If you got above the stadium lights, nobody would even see it.
What are you talking about? I could put the Mini 3 Pro up and put it probably even with the tree line by the stadium, and you won't hear it and you won't see it because the lights turn off.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like I think if you're doing
Mini
professional
3 Pro
shooting for the game, I don't think it should be an issue.
Yeah.
The Mini
Well,
3
sure.
Pro doesn't actually have any lights to turn off. It's got
Well, the
no
lights
lights.
on the lights on the arms, when you turn record on, they blinking lights, the red and the green turn off.
You know, I've
Yeah.
never noticed the lights on it at all, to be honest.
I've had it up at nighttime and I was flying it with the strobe on it, and I was bringing it towards me. And I'm saying, and I'm recording. I'm saying, well, where's the drone? I can see this thing, but I can't see the drone. And then when I turn the record off, the lights started blinking again. That's when I read about it. And
Yeah.
it's because it's the chip set in there and everything. It'll overheat if it's running everything.
Yeah, Mark, next time you've got your drone up there, get your magnifying glass out and you might see the lights.
Mind you, I don't fly it at night, and I always hit record before I take off anyway.
Well, that's probably
See,
why you
that's-
the lights.
See, that's where they're starting to run into problems with some of the new cell phones too. Is like the new iPhone 15, they actually had to limit it down some because with the ray tracing and everything they put into it, it started having issues with overheating the first few weeks they had it out on the market. And so then they had to send an update out and they had to dumb it down just a little bit. As there's not enough active cooling systems on these things, and they're getting more and more advanced each generation. Processors are getting hotter. So it's a fine balance of what the phone's going to run and what it's not, so it doesn't have that problem.
Well, Gas Board have finally managed to put some money on the electric meter, but as of yet, the gas meter hasn't taken any.
Have you run out?
No, not yet. About £2.90 on it. Well,
Yeah, but that's what it's been showing, right?
£2.90 on is left on the emergency £10 credit, so it's actually at minus £7 something at the moment.
Yeah.
but they managed to put £20 on my electric, so I've got like £10. Well, why have they only got £10.74 left? Because it had only used £7 of that. If they put 20 on, it should be £13.
All that live streaming you've been doing.
Yeah,
What
that's
with
what it is.
gas?
You have to keep charging your phone every 30 minutes.
No,
Not
on
the
the
gas,
electric.
it's not.
No, that's the electric.
But
So
Justin,
what
did you hear what I said this morning?
The electric
So-
had £2.90 on it, and they put £20 on, and it's now showing £10.74.
So is your gas powered phone any cheaper than a normal phone?
It costs a fortune to run it on gas.
You can imagine it. Somebody walks past smoking a fag. Cigarette. Kaboom!
Yeah, Justin, did you hear about the shift my son just came off of 18 hours? Yeah, he got in this morning. He walked in at like 6. And I looked at him about 6:30. I said, "You just getting on?" He looked at me and said, "Are you stupid?"
You want to?
You're like, "Are you stupid?" And they had a chase last night, a pursuit last night. 15-year-old with a stolen car tried to outrun him. He said he was going 150. Trying to keep up with this kid. And the kid tried to make a turn on a bridge and missed. And wound up getting ejected and everything. And they said he was ejected, his femur was completely severed. You know. So it was
Yeah,
bad.
you do stupid things and win stupid prizes. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah,
Save
15-year-old
the
and
taxpayers some money.
the passenger was 14, I think.
Fucking idiots.
He said, when I get the cam back, he said he's gonna show me. He said you can see all the red lights. He said you see in dark and you see it's going through intersections like red light, red light, red light, red light, you know?
That bent rail.
This happened right when he was supposed to get up by 11:30 last night. So by the time they finished all the investigation, he didn't get off till 6 this morning.
Wow.
Now,
Yeah.
Joe,
Is that overtime or
Joe, does your son fly drones?
Justin says he will not fly a drone because he destroy it because he want to go fast.
Well, the only thing I was thinking is if you took one of those Avadas and outfitted him with it, he could put it in his patrol car and he could be the drone guy.
They got a drone unit.
Oh, do they? Okay.
Yeah, but he would
Yeah.
technically have to be 107, even though he's a cop, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Masters
And
is the
then-
drone guy. He's got a couple of drones he runs.
Not to mention the police department themselves probably have their own certifications or shit like that too that you have to do.
And they
Right.
can't
What I
use
want to
Chinese.
do.
They can't use Chinese drones.
Well, they can't.
state-
No,
They can't.
They can use them, Mark. They can't
Only
buy
if they
them.
only if they already own them. Yeah.
They
Yeah.
can't buy them.
Well, it depends. State
Or they
level
can
and some
contract somebody
states.
with it.
Well, no, federal it's banned. Some states still allow it on a state level. So if he's a regular cop in a state, if they don't have a law pertaining to that, he can still buy and use them. Now, if you're in like a state like Florida, they're banned altogether. Unless you're recreational or a private 107. But as far as government state employees, they can't use them.
Well, I was talking to Mandeville about it and talking to the chief and a couple of the officers there because they do and they don't have a drone unit. They got a couple of guys that help them. And I said, what do I have to do to be part of that to come down if you need me to come help? And they said what they would do is you work for the city where the city pays you when you come out to do it, but you wear the police uniform. You get a certified commission through them, but it's a specialized commission. You're not a full cop, but you're a drone cop. That's what you are basically. So you can't pull somebody over, but you're out there working in a police capacity. And they'll call you when they need you to do stuff, but you just have to be available to do it. So I'm
Sort
thinking
of
once
like
I settle down a little bit, I might go do that.
Sort
And
of
that'd
like
be
a
pretty cool, I
reserve.
think. It's like a reserve.
The sheriff
Yeah, like
department here, they call those people special deputies.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
it'd be
basically
like
what it is.
yeah, and he would have to respond like a volunteer fire department. Whenever they get a call, he's
Yeah.
got to be available to respond.
Yeah, I
why
think
when
in the
things start
UK
settling
they
down
call
with me, I might do
specials
it.
as well.
See, right now that probably wouldn't be good for you because if you're at the high school shooting the game, all of a sudden they call you and say we need
Yeah,
you.
I know. That's why I can't
Then
do
you
it.
then you're you know throwing one job off for another, which doesn't really help you. You know.
Yeah. I think in about a year I'm gonna be settling down with the schools and everything. So I may do that then. But that'd be cool.
How often do you think they'd call you out though? Would
Well,
be
Vanderbilt,
like,
if I got called out, I might go out to do rehearsal things, to training, But I don't think once a month would be too many. Because Mandeville, like I said, they don't have a lot of deals where they've got to go put a drone up unless there's somebody missing or they're looking for somebody.
well, they might not have found enough case uses for it yet, but if you have that
Yeah.
available to you, they might find more uses for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they probably have more use for a thermal low.
Well, that's what I said. Once I get settled and all these things get settled, the settlements and all that, I may buy a Mavic 3 thermal just to have a thermal. And then I can go in there and say, well, I got a thermal drone. I can look for somebody like that with that. And then that'll help out a little bit. It'll get me more of a foot in the door.
Search and rescue, yep.
Yeah. Because right
That
now
and
I could sign up for them with search and
finding
rescue.
criminals that have hidden in bushes in gardens and things like that when they're on
Yeah.
the foot chase.
Yeah, Johnny's affiliated with Hammond Police Department with the search and rescue up there. They had
Oh,
a guy get out of a nursing home a few months ago, and he was out there with about 6 people looking for him with drones.
Well, see, and then another use case would be like your Avata would be good for a barricaded suspect that they want you to fly through a door or window to look at,
Oh,
to
yeah.
look in there, you know. Granted, your drone might get a bullet to the face, but it'd be pretty cool.
Hey,
Same
as long as
time.
they're covered, I don't care.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
I
Like Avata would be
joined
really good for.
I joined
You
our
just say
lost
it'd be
dog. I joined our lost dog search and rescue, but I've never had to do anything yet.
And did you just say it'd be pretty cool getting a bullet to the face?
Yeah, on
With a
your
drone.
on the drone, yeah. I said his drone might take a bullet to the face, which would be pretty cool.
Not what it sounded.
Because the reason why the Avata, I would say an Avata or a home built similar to an Avata would be good, is because it has prop guards on it. It can bounce off walls if necessary. If it needs to lightly bounce off something, it's not going to fall. And if it falls in the house, it's got the turn mode. You'll be able to flip it back over and take back off again. You know what I'm
Look,
saying?
Justin,
So that,
you see where I'm pointing right here?
yeah.
And
took
it
a bullet right
records
there.
in the goggles as well.
Mm.
I took a 22
You
bullet
lose
right
the
there
drone.
once.
Yeah, that would be that would be a good drone for barricaded suspects if they would, you know, if they ran up and busted a window up and want you to fly through it to see what they're doing.
What does it record in the goggles? Is it just 720p?
Yeah, it's not as high
Oh.
resolution for sure. I think it's 720.
No, 1080.
Is it? All right.
Yep.
Full HD. Mm.
Yeah. Now when I was 17 years old, my brother-in-law's brother, I'm coming around a little bend with the pirogue, and I had been shooting some wild the hens out in the marsh, and I'm coming around, and I look over, and he had been shooting in the front. Come around, I'm looking at him, and he's pointing at me, and I say, "Robbie, what are you doing? You got bullets in that thing?" He goes, "No, I don't." He pulls the trigger.
And he did.
Oh, did he? He had one. He knocked me out the boat. Pirogue's a little flat canoe. It sits about it's only about maybe 3 inches total in thickness at the middle. So when you sit right on top of the water so you can go through marsh. And all you got to do is lean fast and you're going to flip out of it. And when he hit me, I tried to move at the same time and it got me.
Corey said live view quality is 1080p at 30, 50, 60, and 100 frames per second.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I think the video quality when it records is still 1080. I got to look.
Well, that's not a hyperlapse.
Shooting a 360 right now at how high am I? 250 feet above Tacoma.
All right.
So it's only
You saw
it's
the
only
new
gonna take
ad on the
360.
360 coming up. 8K is now coming up.
Is
Yeah,
the
but
quality
nobody-
of the 360 footage going to get better though?
No, I had
You
an
would think
email
so,
yesterday
right?
came through and said 8K something is happening and it showed 360.
Well, I know that. I'm just saying,
Yeah,
like,
but who's going to be able to watch it in 8K?
Well, that's my whole thing right now.
yeah,
Where you
instead
gonna
of
watch
doing
it?
that, just come out with another 4K, make it better. Like
5
improve on
years
what you
ago, we
already
couldn't
have.
watch it in 4K, right? I mean,
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, but to watch an 8K, don't you have to have like a minimum of 100-inch screen or something to even be able to
like I
see
said,
true 8K?
5 years ago, we couldn't watch a 4K.
Or
Yeah,
it's
and
like
we only had
yeah,
You know, there's
Oh.
going to be huge TVs for our kids.
or
Yeah,
it might
you don't-
actually be 150-inch screen. I think it is.
Yeah.
to
Give it a
fully
few
see
years.
there are
You're
going to
gonna
be
buy
more
it-
and more projector screens than anything else, I think.
No, in a few years' time, you're going to buy your TV and then buy your house to fit it in.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, can't buy this one's too small for the TV.
No, they'll probably come out with interlocking panels and you decide how big a TV you want for how big a wall you got.
That was
They already
like
have
that. That was like that guy sold that
They
70-inch
yeah, they
TV.
already do that. Yeah.
That was like that guy I sold that 70-inch TV to that one day. He was like, my entertainment center's not big enough for that. I said, well, the entertainment center's got to go then.
You know, they say that already at 16, the 16K displays are higher than the human eye can see.
So it's like, what's the point, right?
Right. At a certain point, at your regular viewing distance. Now you can get in close and you can get right in on those pixels and get in close, but that's not how you're viewing it. You're viewing it from further back. And so I don't
And the
know.
the more K's, technically, the bigger the screen's supposed to be, right?
Would you be interested?
Right,
Some
but
people,
even still, even if you leave the PPI the same
uh-huh.
and just increase the number of pixels and spread them out, you still have to scoot further back in order to get the field of vision
right?
to see the entire screen. So that becomes your new typical viewing distance, and you can't see any higher than that again.
Right. Yeah, because I think it was we were talking about this not too long ago, and somebody said that, I can't remember who it was that said, they said that in order to actually even be able to try to see 8K, I think it's got to be like a 150-inch screen or something. Ridiculous.
And then you
like,
have to move in on it.
Right.
And then you have to move in and be a little closer than your normal viewing. The one thing about those 16K, like the larger sensors and stuff catching video, is for the 360 cameras, because normally you have that resolution spread out over that wide area of view, the 360 view, and having the higher density of pixels in that capture means that you can now get more detail in those 360s. And because right now, if you ever look at a 360 video, since it's like a 4K spread out, you can see it's really fuzzy in the details. And
Joe,
so
Dustin
getting
had a question for you.
sensors will improve that.
Well, I mean, I think 4K is about what you should focus on getting if you're going to get a nice
Yeah,
TV.
4K
Buying
is
anything else than
Yeah.
that.
Actually,
Just
I
to
did
me,
not-
you're just wasting money.
So So Donald, you might be interested in this. Sorry about the garbage truck. So this theater here, can you guys see that?
Yeah,
Grand
Grand
Cinema.
Cinema.
Yeah. So they have a film contest every April, the last weekend in April. It's now called the 253 Film Festival for the area code. It used to be called the 72-hour film festival, and you had 72 hours to film,
To write, produce.
a film, and they gave you 4 things that you had to add to the film, so you couldn't film anything early. And I
Right.
enter this every year. It's a lot of fun. So we're in this year, and I'm a captive audience. So we go rent a Airbnb, and we all room there. We've had as many as 15 people. Right now we have 7, and so we're excited, and we're going to do it in Tacoma this year. Usually we go up to my cabin and either stay in my cabin or rent a place up there, but it's a lot of fun. I'll show you guys our final
So those are
video
just
once
what
it's done. But,
people that make their own little small
it's
personal
very
films.
competitive. There's usually about 10. There's 30 groups that they allow in. 10 of them are really good, storytellers, cinematic stuff, and pat myself on the back. We're part of that 10. Then there's 10 that are new that have never done it before, and then there's 10 that enter every year that just do stupid stuff, right? And then they air it at a theater here in Tacoma, and probably about 1,000 people come, and then they give awards and stuff, and they give first place for every 4 topics, and then they give an overall.
No, I haven't, Dusty.
But we've won twice. I've done this 10 years. We've won twice on. One of them is like a line in the movie. You have to say a line in the movie. We won one there, and then we won one on another one as well. So it's not easy to win. I mean, like I said, I've done this 10 years, and I've only won. You get 5 chances each year to win something, and we've been lucky enough to do 2. But anyway, I thought I'd show you guys that. This is where I'm doing my hyper this morning, is from the Grand Cinema. So I'll probably give them what I just shot, especially the 360. So, okay, I'm off my soapbox.
That's kind of cool.
Well,
Well,
Lance
I
isn't
just
telling you. What Lance isn't telling you is that's the 3rd grade film festival, and he stops little kids every year.
Hey, Justin.
I beat those little 3rd graders' asses.
Yeah. Don't tell them that. The 3rd graders are doing this.
Well, I just asked Alexa, and apparently the human retina has 6 million cones for colours and 100 million rods for light and dark.
And what does it translate to?
It
What
says
are you
it
saying?
can't.
Like you can't see 8K, or is that what you're saying? Or is it possible? I don't.
No, it says it can't actually translate it into a camera sensor equivalent.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
But it's weird that there's only 6
sure,
million
Cool Cat.
color receptors and yet 100 million light and dark receptors. You would think that would make the majority of what you see black and white.
I'm not sure if he is flying a ship. I don't think he said he was on a fly ship, did he?
Shut up,
No.
Justin.
And Cool Cat's talking to you in the chat there, Donald, about something last night. I don't know what he's
All right, let me
talking about there. What's
see
up,
here.
Al? Something about being cheeky last night.
Oh, we're good, Michael. We're good. That was a very serious conversation, and I'm not sure that we're good.
And this one's off on him.
What's up, Jonathan? I missed you in the chat there. What's up, Jonathan?
When you get away of not having to go out would be good.
Hi, Jonathan.
Your birthday's a freak today.
No, tomorrow.
Hey, Joe,
Yes.
it's never too early for ice cream.
No, it's
Fuck's
never too
sake.
early for ice cream. I agree.
We've got apple or strawberry.
Oh,
It's never too early for diabetes either, but you know.
Once you've got it, it don't matter.
Oh
I
God.
have to make sure I eat properly, right now?
You're
there's an
You're
ice cream
missing
flavored
something, though.
stump where my foot used to be. It'd be a great country song.
missing something. You're missing the cookies in it and the chocolate on top.
Well, I have whipped cream on top.
Oh no,
you
raspberry
go.
sauce on top. Mm.
Could you actually hear me then with the microphone off? I just said to Laura raspberries, and Mark went raspberry sauce on
No,
top. I was like, what the
you
fuck?
were- I didn't hear you.
It's like we said it at the same time.
Justin.
Laura,
Justin wants you.
I just want to say my name.
Justin, how's your daughter feeling today?
I'm still laying in the bed. I think it was just from the junk food she ate last night. That she friggin' ate Takis or some kind of hot chip. I think it was either Takis or hot Cheetos on top of her dinner, and I think that's what did it.
How are you feeling, Justin? Does your head hurt? Does your face hurt?
No, doesn't.
It's killing us.
I heard that one coming.
Clutch with the dad joke.
Tiger Woods didn't do too well this morning on the 5 holes he had to play this morning. He went from 1 under to 1 over.
Rio over.
What did Sunderland do?
Who? Oh, Sunderland.
Potatoes with the skin on the soluble
Yamo
fiber and the skin
Sunderland.
side. Break down the carbs in the potatoes.
Didn't know that. I always eat potatoes with skin on.
When I was a kid, I didn't like that, but as I got older, I started liking to eat it.
My parents always told me that's where all the vitamins were.
Good.
Don't know if that's true, but I think it's just a way to get me to.
Honestly, I didn't like a lot of vegetables when I was a kid. I started to appreciate them more the older I got.
I think I've told this story before, but that was the first time I ever saw another person look at me like I was insane. That I can really think of it was the grade school principal walked by our table when we were eating lunch, and I liked spinach, canned spinach. I loved it, and they had spinach that day, and none of the other kids liked spinach. So I said I'd take it. So everybody at our table put their spinach on my plate, and I had a big mound of it. And I'm sitting there eating the spinach happy, and he comes walking by and looks, and he just kind of gets a look on his head and shakes his head and keeps on walking like there's one every year.
I haven't had spinach in a long
And I
time.
realized, at that point, I was like, "Am I the weirdo for liking this?"
There's only
Yeah.
one way to eat spinach.
Yeah, no.
Well, this was canned spinach, and I liked with canned spinach, put a little bit of vinegar in it.
No, I did that. Rio picked it up, chucked it in.
That's why I ate it when I was a kid.
I haven't had
Told you.
spinach in a long time.
If you like spinach and you go to an Indian restaurant, get what they call SAG, S-A-G. That's spinach curry.
Oh, here we go with the curry
Oh.
again. Jesus Christ.
What's
Have
wrong
you
with
shared
curry?
anything solid in years, Mark?
Spinach curry. What do you mean? They are solid. Curries are
I've
not
got spinach
raw.
growing right now. I sowed my spinach, and it's actually getting its good young leaves going right now. And as soon as I start thinning it out, I'll make myself a nice big spinach salad.
Curries are not runny. They're
stew.
like a very spicy stew. Where the hell is Sunderland? Just gone down the whole list and I can't find Yarmo Sunderland anywhere.
Like that's what's funny is I've never had any kind of curry in my life, but every meal Mark talks about it filters a curry somehow.
Of course,
That's
you can
because-
make curry out of anything.
He'd be like, you gotta
I was
try
just
to
about to say
have a
that.
good, delicious ice cream curry.
No, they're
Very
just on
probably.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess curry's just not, I mean, a big thing over here because I've never run across it, to be honest with you, just out in the wild eating. Although I never went looking for it neither, so.
We'll go looking for it, Justin.
Drawn. Let's go ahead and talk.
I like fresh spinach leaves in my salad. That's good.
Yep.
We always buy a bag of that and mix them with our salads.
Like I
Hey,
said, I got
Donald, do you make a lot of curries?
Oh, sort of.
no. I've never
guys-
actually cooked curry.
Thanks, I got a factory reset on phone.
I might think about doing that. Get me a nice little naan recipe and make some curry up, and
There you
that
go.
might be fun to try and learn.
Well, basically, it will be similar to the way you do your gumbo, because you start off with ghee, which is like clarified butter.
But yeah, clarified butter. I know ghee. Yeah.
You add all your spices to it and cook the spices in that.
Yep. Let that bloom out.
You call
And
Don a
then-
geek?
Then you start adding your vegetables, a bit of water to thin it out a
I'm not
bit,
offended, Joe.
and meat last.
Yeah, I might think about doing that. Like I said, I've got a bunch of spinach growing right now, and they're too close together. I'm gonna have to thin them out a little bit. So they're getting some decent leaves on them. I'll harvest and
Hey guys, I'll be right back.
have some baby
Well,
spinach.
when you look up the recipe, it's SAG, SAG.
No, it's not coming up with that. Let's see here.
Oh, well, try SAAG then.
Not sure what you're talking about, Cool Cat, but yes, I do agree with you that sometimes
it
you
is.
do write things in text messages and it doesn't come off the same as what you mean. I've had that happen. You might mean it to be coming off funny and somebody thinks you're being an ass.
That's because you're an ass all the time.
Fucking bite me.
No thanks.
Lance, are you sure Sanderlin's playing? Because he's not in the list at all.
I'm not sure what the, and I haven't looked lately. What league are they in now? You know, what of the three? And where are they? What place? Just curious.
It's the Augusta Masters. Did you hear that?
Yes.
They're playing the Masters at Augusta.
Yeah, right. Uh-huh.
Hmm.
Yeah, they tee off at 10 o'clock.
No, they teed off already. The ones that didn't finish their round yesterday are just finishing their round now. The second round starts at 10 o'clock.
Oh, what kind of phone number is that?
So the last foursome, I forget who it was. I think I had two of the guys in my pool in that foursome. So it's not, I'm sure they didn't score well. Forget who they were.
That's a long ass
Dustin
fucking phone
Johnson.
number.
I don't get that phone number.
I think Dustin Johnson was one of them, and was Cantley the other? I forget.
It's like
Ryan
a
Campbell.
serial number.
Could have been.
I think it was Cantley and Johnson. I had both of them. And
Well,
so
if they were actually in the last 4 ball setting off yesterday, they might not even have finished yet.
and I wonder if they teed off yesterday at all. I didn't even look. I'm hoping they
They
didn't
were-
even have to tee off.
They were 2.5 hours late yesterday.
So they probably got in about 3 or 4 holes maybe yesterday. I didn't look, but it was nasty weather, so I was hoping they didn't tee off at all.
And it looks like they've all finished the first round now, and they're playing the second round because some of them have already. If they were the last ones out yesterday, they'll be the first ones out today, won't they? So,
And actually, I don't think they reverse it completely. I think they take like the top, the last 15, and so they tee off first. So it's not necessarily the very last tees off first. They'll tee off like 15.
because Højgaard is on the 3rd now. Davis is on the 7th. So yeah, they've teed off for the second round already. Shipley's on the 6th. Let's see where Brian Cantley is.
I thought that was like a serial number off your fucking computer or something. Cool cat, Jesus.
Yeah, I'm trying to parse down. I think the 4-4 is the international code. I'm trying to figure out that he didn't put any hyphenations in it. I'm having to go back through and count backwards.
Oh, why did you
It
send a
still doesn't make
message that just said I must? The hell's that mean?
So Tiger Woods
I
teed off
hit
at
the wrong button.
18 minutes past 10.
Yeah, I don't have long distance call on my phone. I just use Messenger to call people overseas.
I'm just.
One of my students just pulled up in a Tesla. My God.
Yeah, you know damn well they didn't pay for that car.
How do you know? They
Yeah,
might
but-
have a big. They might have a good
No,
paper
I don't
round.
give a shit if they have part-time job at McDonald's. They ain't paying for no damn Tesla.
Yeah, but they might have a good
Hey,
paper round. You know, they might deal with the rich kids.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Lance, that's
Pay
one of
for
the
it.
cheap cars they drive around here.
Here's your newspaper.
See that
Here's
again,
your
Joe?
stuff.
That's one hell of a paper route to pay for $130,000 car.
Yeah, but you
David.
don't know what extras they're offering on the side, do you? You know,
Oh, nope, don't go into that.
bit of
It's
bit of milk,
good.
a bit of powder. You never know.
Dustin
You worked hard
Johnson
to
is
get that.
Dustin Johnson is 6 over par, tied 78, and tees off at 5 to 11 Eastern time.
Yeah, I'll save a cool cat, but I don't have long distance.
So
I can
that's-
only call Canada, Mexico.
That's 5 to
That's right.
10 Central, isn't it?
And I know
Augusta
nobody
Central, isn't it?
in Mexico. And the few
Is
people I know in
Augusta-
Canada, I got Messenger.
Is Augusta Central time? Mhm.
Augusta is Eastern time, isn't it? I don't know.
Well, it's in
Not sure.
Georgia. No, it's in Georgia. It can't be Eastern time.
That's
That's
Eastern
right.
time.
I do know somebody in Mexico. Doesn't Mendez Drones live in Mexico? Pretty sure he
Yeah,
has
I
a
think
house
so.
there,
Is
or he lives
Augusta-
there. Maybe the only one I know from Mexico is Mendez. I'm pretty sure he lives in Mexico.
There's Brian Cantley.
He has a house there. I know quite a few people from Canada. No, I'll call you on Messenger if I need to get a hold of you. Cool cat. That's free long distance right there, buddy. I can be on you. I can be on the phone
You
with
can
on
just block
Messenger
him,
all day.
cool cat. It stops him getting through.
Shut up. You're sounding a lot like Laura today.
Yeah, no.
Well, he's got to fill in.
Cantley's doing a bit better. He's 100 and tied 15th. And he tees off at 1:10.
Gosh.
No, 2:10. No, 1:10.
Mud ball. That's funny.
Hmm. Well, Shipley, one of the amateurs playing in it, is tied 8th at 200 after 6. That's pretty good.
Itching. Itching to fly.
What?
I said I'm itching to fly.
That's
How's
not
the
what I
weather?
heard.
What's perfect?
So
I
you
thought you
didn't
said
you didn't end up with the baby, right?
Shh. Shh.
Oh.
That is
Didn't
not
say
what
that.
I heard, Joe. I heard something Gitchy wants to fly or something. Is what I heard.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, I thought he said Gitchy's on the fly or something. I was like, what the hell is he talking about?
No, I said I'm itching. Itching to fly.
I got cream for that. And a small cone.
Yeah,
Just
I
gotta
put some
run down
on
your
last
local.
night. It worked.
Well,
Yeah,
use
I'm
the
for
cone
Actually, I don't
too.
know if y'all can see this. I got a rash right here. What it is, when I shoot, when I do pictures, I wear a bandana, so I don't get the sweat in my face. So because I wear the bandana all the time, the moisture, I started getting like a rash. And no matter what I was doing, it keeps coming back, right? So I went to the dermatologist and they gave me like 3 creams I got to mix together. So at nighttime when I go to bed, I got to wipe it on here and just leave it kind of thick. And it's trying to go away, but it won't. I mean, it's a pain in the ass.
Usually when you eat ass, you get pink eye, but not rashes. You might want to look into that.
Well, I can honestly say that's one thing I've never done in my life. And that's got pink eye or that.
Oh, dude, I got pink eye one time when the kids were little. One of them had it, and I ended up catching it. Oh my god, dude, that shit sucks. Tell you what, man, your eye will just sit there and water nonstop all damn day. And it's just
We don't
itchy.
have that problem in the UK. We're clean. We're clean over here.
No, if you have small children, you have a higher chance of catching it because
No. We clean our children.
it is contagious.
Very
Not
contagious.
if you clean the children well.
No, it's from the kids not cleaning themselves, like not having, like if they
Yeah,
were to
well,
go
we're
to the
more,
bathroom.
I
Don't
I just
start that
heard
more
once the
civilized
kids,
shit.
once the kids
I
get
just
to
heard a
that,
weird
No,
noise that I thought was in the kitchen, and so I went and had a look, and it turns out it was the window cleaner putting his ladder up at front to clean the windows.
They can't throw that civilized shit at us. They had the Middle Ages. We didn't.
yeah, but you have to go through the Middle Ages to get to where we are. That's why you're so far behind. You haven't got to the Middle
No.
Ages yet.
No, we passed that. We didn't have to. After we won the war, we didn't have to worry about y'all.
Yeah, exactly.
You,
Then we
you
went to the
didn't know.
moon. Did you guys go to the moon, by the way?
You didn't. You went to Pinewood Studios. We've had this
What are you
argument.
talking about, Justin? They can't even see the moon.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
They don't know how to get rid of their clouds like we do.
Yeah. They can't even see the moon. The only moon they see is when somebody turns over and changes their pants.
Rumor has it, when you first saw the moon, you tried to shoot it down.
As well we do with everything, but that's not the point.
Hey, we won the moon. What are you talking about?
Hey,
We have a flag.
they
planet
have
here.
they have a moon over there. I've seen American Werewolf in London.
Yeah, we won the moon. We planted our flag.
Yep. Although by
It
now
wasn't-
the sun has bleached out the American flag, so it looks like we surrendered.
So my question is this: it was China that tried to go up there and crash, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Actually, that was one of our gun turrets up there that took them down.
Yeah. That was that forward operating base we set up there.
Yeah. Sometimes you have to identify the enemy, neutralize it, and take care of it, and neutralize them.
Look, let's just go back a bit here. I'm not going to give you credit for them going to the moon because we all know that you recorded it in Pinewood Studios in the UK, right? We've seen your astronauts doing the Beatles crossing thing. Don't worry about it.
No,
Right?
okay, look.
No.
No,
We've
I
got
wanna-
there's
I wanna
video
ask-
evidence of astronauts going across that road to do the video, right?
No,
It's
but
fine.
I'm saying
I will give you some credit for this. You were good with Da Vinci or Movie Maker back in the 60s. That's all I'm going to say.
no, I want to ask a serious question though, from the guys
Gas is
on
going
the
on as well.
panel that are professional photographers and editors like Donald and Joe. Would it have been possible to fake that back then with the technology they had in cameras and stuff, and make it
It'd
look
be a lot
real?
easier now.
Well, now, yeah, of course,
All
I'm
right.
saying, but back then.
Well, Joe, you're mostly talking about our favorite stewardess, right? Being an AI.
Yeah.
You do.
Now the difference of it.
No, I'm saying
Right.
like you guys obviously know cameras and all that real well. Do you think the technology would have been there back then to actually be able to make that look real?
They
There
didn't
are
make
some
it
people
look real.
say that it doesn't look real.
Well, the actual video from the moonwalk and stuff is not shot in the highest resolution. It's just shot in
Well,
regular.
that's my whole point is we're looking at it from the technology that they had at the time with cameras and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't that far after that they recorded Towering Inferno, and there were some good effects in there as well. So
Yeah, I mean, when you think about it, they had enough technology to fly a rocket to the moon, but not enough technology to record it in 4K.
exactly.
Yep.
So-
And the technology to fly it to the moon was less computing power than what you're carrying in your hand right now.
This is true.
Oh
Yep.
yeah, I
I gotta
remember
phone that
way
thing.
back when in the 60s and 70s, if you went and looked at a NASA computer room, it was the size of a Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. Well, here's another question. If you got to the moon in the 60s, how come you can't get to the moon today?
Oh, we
We
can get
can.
there.
How many rockets have you failed on?
We
What do you
haven't
mean?
failed on any rockets.
We haven't failed on it.
I don't know. I've seen enough NASA space
No,
rockets.
no. They're NASA supported, but they're private. It's like
I seen
Elon
Elon Musk
remember,
and everything in their space adventures.
Wait, which
I mean,
which
you
rocket?
can't even-
seem to remember one of the Apollo rockets blowing up.
Yeah.
but not just that. I mean, they can't even build planes today. I mean, they set a plane off and they all fall apart. People getting sucked out. Whoosh, gone. Yeah, should have bought them first class.
David, I'd like to see the news report where it showed a picture of anybody being sucked out of a plane.
Wait, what? You didn't see the one where the
There was.
woman had to hold on to the
And
Yeah, there was a-
they had to be strapped in their seat or hold on, but they did not get sucked out of a plane.
Well, he weren't far off.
There was a
You know.
stewardess that got sucked out of a Hawaiian flight.
Hawaiian
Years
one time.
Yeah, I watched the one about that. Yeah, she fell through the bottom of the cargo bay. The way they designed the door, it blew off and put a big hole in the bottom of the plane, and she got sucked
Was
out.
she
Yeah.
down in the cargo?
No, the floor of the plane, there was a big
Left.
gaping hole in the floor where everybody was sitting, but she was standing up at the time when it happened, and she
Yeah.
got sucked out.
You could just see it. Want a coffee? Certainly. Oof. Where the fuck she go?
No, there definitely is a space race again these days, though. I
Oh,
mean,
of course there is.
because China and India and everybody wants to get to the moon, and there's another space race going on.
Yeah, the
But
new
I-
boosters right now being
Yeah.
built right here at NASA out by
Well-
Michoud, where my nephew's restaurant is. They're doing all the new space boosters to go to the moon.
You see,
Well,
there is a space race, right? But it's so easy when it comes to this we went to the moon shit to wind you guys up. You
Donald's
fall
gonna-
for it
Well,
every
Donald's gonna
time.
sing-
The biggest-
Donald's gonna sing. Here we go.
I'm not singing.
No, the problem with the whole not going back to the moon is the only reason they did it was because of Russia. And then after that, there was really nobody challenging saying, oh, we could get there first. So then the government didn't actually fund NASA very well over the last 30, 40 years.
Yep.
They're technically not a government agency, but they're government funded.
Well, and besides that, the trillions of dollars it'll cost for anybody to put a permanent station on the moon is just astronomical.
Oh, the first thing
Uh,
they'll build on the moon is a McDonald's.
Not
41, not bad.
necessarily, because I mean, if you look at how much SpaceX has been launching now every month.
And SpaceX
mean,
has
it's-
been launching, but I'm talking about the cost of putting structures on the moon and all that stuff.
Right, but that's the whole
It
point
costs-
of
It costs
SpaceX.
trillions of dollars just to have the thing that's going around the Earth.
Space
Yeah.
station.
Well, what
yeah,
I'm
but
saying
the
is,
space station's going to be repurposed. It's going to be a McDonald's fly-through.
but the thing is space. That's the whole point of SpaceX.
In and out burger.
That's one of their biggest goals is they're trying to make space flight as cheap as possible. That's why they started to do where they came up with the tech to reuse the booster.
Well, yeah, but
All
you
that.
and I cheap isn't you and I cheap as if we were trillionaires.
Well, I mean, Elon's not technically a trillionaire.
No, but I mean, who he's trying to get to buy passage on a space flight is
Oh, he's not trying to get
multi-millionaires
passage.
and billionaires.
No,
He's
no.
not trying to get people getting passage. He's doing government contract work. He's
The ones that are trying to do that is Jeff Bezos and the other one Branson.
yeah, they're the
Yeah.
ones that are doing the space tourism.
Yeah.
Musk is like, we're so far away from space tourism right now. We're still building the capability.
Elon's more into the discovery and science of going to space more than worrying about some millionaire wanting to take a trip up there on a fucking vacation. But I think going to Mars is a little much. I know Elon wants to go there, but I think the moon is a better staging off point to practice off.
The moon is a requisite for a Mars mission.
Right. I think that they need to focus on the moon and practicing on that and then use that as a jumping off point to try to go somewhere else. Yeah, it was Operation Paperclip, Cool Cat. That was when the US went in and stole all the German scientists.
Yep. And think about it. Why did we have the technology back then and compared to now? Just look at TV back then. Look at how people talked back then. People talk better. They dress better. They compared to us now, we're like Neanderthals.
I don't know. I've only got the moon.
Oh, it's all of
Right.
your perception of what dressing better is.
Oh, trust me, they dress better.
Sounds good, my
Mm.
friend.
Well, they were more suits and dresses back then, but
Hell yeah.
does
When they
that make
train.
does that make the person though?
The suit maketh the man if you watch Kingsman.
What happened to your mic?
Is that me?
Oh, there you go. That's better. Whenever you put your earphone over. it went-
I forgot I was actually using my earbuds. I just threw the over the ears over it and muffled myself.
Gotcha.
So when I want to, so you guys can't hear a thing I'm saying now,
No.
or it's
no.
muffled.
Yes.
I mean, I'm
Uh,
sitting
We
here
got
at the desk.
main art tonight.
What's that, Joe?
6:30 tonight. Mandeville versus North Shore championship game for the district championship. I have the main art in the paper Wednesday. So it means I've got to do about 6 shots that are going to be freaking awesome shots because they want main art. That'll be the covers for the paper and the sports. I like when they call me to do that because that means they know I'm doing it right.
And I guess they pay well for that too.
Yeah, I get good money on that one. He usually tells me when that happens because then I'll stay instead of staying for 3 or 4 innings, I'll stay for maybe 5 or 6. Make sure I get a good shot.
But you don't stay till the end just in case
Oh,
anything
hell no.
exciting happens.
I don't stay till the end at a baseball game because they don't pay me for anything but the shots I'm doing for the paper. I'm doing it for like football, I'll be there the whole game. Or when I was doing softball, I'd stay for the whole. I'll stay out there. If I don't get the shots I want in the first 4 or 5 innings, I'll just stay till I have to. Because you don't know what's going to happen. It could be nothing.
Mm.
You know, what you need to do is get a couple of people on base and get a pickoff play. And when you get the pickoff plays, those are the ones that look good. You know,
Mm.
the pickoff plays or the slide in. The game I got the other day, I had a pickoff at second base, a pickoff at first base, both pitchers, and then I had a guy sliding into the plate getting tagged. You know, so it was like that. And then what I try to do for those pickoff plays, so I got it on here.
Go on, what's a pickoff play?
When the guy's on first base and the pitcher tries to pick him off,
Oh, instead of
he'll throw the
pitching,
ball to
you go
first base when he's
first
taking the
baseman.
lead, trying to pick him off.
Mm. I get you.
And what you do is you plan it out to get the shot right. You want to get the shot right so it looks something like that with the ball coming in and him going back to the bag.
Mm.
So you got the ball coming in, him in the air going back to the bag for the pickoff. That's what they want, you know?
Mm.
And you got the
Yeah, yes, and Elon's car is still floating up there somewhere. As far as
Yeah.
we
and
know.
you got the guy at second base going into second base, getting picked off. Like that going into second base, he was getting thrown out with the shortstop.
Somebody on YouTube had the same car that Elon's put into space, and they're going for about $80,000.
Yeah, it was like one of the very first production models, I think, that were starting to be mass produced.
It was the sports version.
And then I wait for the pitcher to release the ball. And as he releases the ball, I'll try to get it where the ball's in the air You got his face and everything else. So that's what I'll be doing tomorrow night. So that's good. Make a little extra money.
Have you seen some of the pictures from the James Webb Telescope? Oh my God, fucking awesome!
Mhm.
Absolutely insane pictures.
What kind of shutter speed are you using, Joe, on them kind of pictures then?
Well,
Must be
tonight
fast.
I'll start out with about 1250.
Mhm.
I think it's 1280. 1280. And then I'll use 3.2. Actually, I'll use about 4.5 because it's a 630, so it's gonna start getting that golden hour built in.
Mm.
So I'll go 4x5, 5.6, and then I'll set my ISO somewhere around 4,000, 6,400.
Wow.
Just I'll put it all on auto and see what it's giving me, and then I'll set it and play around with it a little bit. I might leave auto ISO and watch it, and once it starts hitting 6,400, tries to go to 8, then what I'll do is I'll drop my ISO down to try to keep it there. But as soon as those lights kick in, I'll switch over to 10,000 of a second. 1,000 of a second. 10,000 ISO 3.2.
Mm.
But I'll lock it in at 3.2, 10,000, because that way I'm able to in post, because it's in RAW, I'll be able to get rid of the grain, and
Yeah,
I
that's
won't
good.
push it over because if I go 12.8, I'll get grain in it no matter what. Now the new AI
Yeah.
on Photoshop, I can pull that grain out. But see these new cameras that are coming out, this X9 Nikon, you can
Mhm.
shoot that thing at it's 12.8, 20, 25.6, 25,600 ISO, and you won't even have the freaking grain anymore.
Later, cool kid.
Wow.
That is unbelievable.
That is good.
When you can double
Yeah.
12,008, you can make stuff look like daylight,
Mm.
you know, at 3.2. But you're also paying $7,000 for a camera body.
Yeah.
So that's my problem right there. I don't want to spend $7,000. I said that last year. I said I'm not going to spend $7,000 on cameras right now. And I spent more than that on freaking drones.
Hey, he didn't. He said that about the Vada too. He said that about the 3D printer.
I know. Look
Did
at
you?
that. I've spent more on drones than I would have spent on cameras.
Yeah. Then you have to get adapters for your lenses as well.
Did
No,
your
I gotta either
son,
get adapters or buy new lenses.
your son know you got that drone yet? He just played off. I've had that one. That's the other Avata I had.
You
What are you
won't
talking
notice a
about?
difference.
That's what I'm saying.
It's a need to know basis.
Nice. I put up a solar eclipse video the other day, and it looks like 1,500 views, but I got 6 new subscribers off of it.
That's good.
That's good.
So,
Oh, they actually have a tracker for Elon's car.
oh, do they?
Yeah.
Is it an Apple AirTag?
It is currently traveling at 73,000 miles per hour around the sun, which is 20 miles a second. Jesus Christ, that's quick.
Yeah.
And it roughly passes the Earth every 2 years and
So
9 months.
It's in orbit now rather than still going out.
Yeah, it's in like an orbit around the sun and the Earth. Interesting. A James Webb telescope, they sent that 1 million miles out. And it's in an orbit 1 million miles out. The pictures of that thing's taken, though, oh my God, are just awesome looking. Especially the pictures they took of all the different galaxies, man, it was just so clear. Such clear pictures.
The Oscar satellite that they sent up was pretty different. That's a orbiting satellite carrying amateur radio. And it had an amateur radio repeater on, so you could transmit up to it on
What's up, TJ?
432 megahertz, and it
TJ.
sent the signal back at 144 megahertz, and that was in an elliptical orbit where it was 3,000 miles up at its lowest point and 35,000 miles up at its highest point.
TJ's gonna buy an Avata 2 this morning.
What, with his insurance money for the car?
Yeah. There you go. That's a plan.
Here's the one image that's kind of gotten famous that they took. This is one of the first images right here.
Shoot, I can make that on my computer.
That is badass, though. But
You
that
I can make that on my computer. You never know the difference.
Yep.
oh, of course you could. And that thing, and the amount of
Oddly
failure.
enough, is the point of a script that I'm actually in the middle of writing right now for a video.
But the amount of potential failure points that telescope had was insane. Just the opening of the canopy for the sunshade, there was like 300 and something failure points that it could have failed at. But when they compared it to like the Hubble, it was like way, way, way worse. But everything went like clockwork, opened up perfect. They didn't have any issues with it. Hubble had that one issue with there was something fucked up on the lens when they sent it up there, and they had to send astronauts up there to fix it.
I'm
Do
gonna
you
make some
keep
Ford
yours-
jambalaya today.
Do you keep your scripts as you write them, or do you put them through AI?
I write them from scratch. I don't put them through AI to fix anything because I'm writing a script. I don't want to produce an AI generated script.
Mm-hmm.
Well, an AI is still kind of a little stupid on common sense things.
My theory is
It's getting better,
On-
but
on style. We all have an idea in our head of what perfection is, and we try to reach that ourselves. And where we fall short, that's where we develop our style, is where we fail to reach what is in our heads.
Yeah.
So why would I trade my style for AI style?
Yeah, true.
well, like I said, the problem with AI is it's just little common sense things that still does kind of retarded on. Like instead of 4 fingers and a thumb, all of a sudden it accidentally gives you 6 fingers, and you're like, what?
For generating ideas and stuff, and fast generation of like mock-ups of things, AI is really good at that.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was meaning things like Grammarly.
Yeah. Nah.
No, he corrects you guys all the time on here, so I think he's got that.
No, even where I fail on grammar, that is still my voice. I may try to improve that time, but it's still my voice. Where is my? I was gonna say, if I want to do something about grammar, I just dig out my tried and true copy, The Elements of Style, little tiny book, but it is, if you want to write, that is one of the best books. If you want to learn about grammar. Justin, once you learn how to read, pick this up.
Oh, fuck off.
Hey, Justin, I just wanted to get something off the bookshelf today, just so you can say, Don, reach for the shelf and pull
Yeah, his
something.
magic bookshelf. Yeah, but it's the fact when we reference something random and you have it. That's where it
Yeah.
becomes magic. It'd be that one random ass book nobody's ever heard of, but Donald's got a copy of it.
What? Oh no, yeah.
And by the way, Joe, you're not bigger than a drone. You don't have to measure it.
Right, Donald, as an intelligent person, this is one for you. I have the combination system to an old safe, taking it off. You know, the punch code. And that.
I'm missing all this. My headbud is, or my earbud is my headbud. My earbud is definitely put this in here.
I was giving you a project. I wanted you to come up with an idea what I can use it for.
Okay.
So it's the combination system for the entry into an old safe. I've taken it off. Yeah, it's got the battery pack, it's got the combination, it's got the circuit boards. I've got the mechanism, but I don't really need it. Yeah. What can I come up with an idea I can use it for?
Door lock.
Electronic?
Yeah, battery.
So it's code, then you have some sort of an actuator on the back of it, right?
Yes, it's got the circuit board, everything that
Okay.
is it.
Ooh, keypad entry to the fridge.
I was thinking a cookie jar or something. But basically, you're just reinventing the safe at this point.
Yeah. I just want to use the recycle the combination thing. I think it'd be cool to do.
Well, you can put it on the front door so Laura has to go through a 2-step verification to get in the house.
All right. So your actuator, when you enter in the code, it goes to a mechanical actuator
Yes.
that moves. All right. So you need to build yourself a James Bond style party. Okay. So Q gives James Bond, he says, okay, Mr. Bond, when you're in need of some frivolity, enter in the secret digits. And you can set up to be like 007 or something. How many digits is your security code?
8.
Hey, okay. Anyway, figure out whatever you want it to be. Figure out your code and have that actuator set up to pull on a bar that you have party poppers strings attached to the bar under tension. So when the actuator actually pushes down, it sets off the party poppers and sends confetti everywhere.
Oh my god.
It's either
Come on,
that
that's a good
or
idea.
You make it a digital on-off switch for your computer so Laura can't get into it.
Ooh.
I've already looked at that. I was looking at getting a remote control, so only I could switch it on, but then I've not. I've decided to go for a key lock.
Well, like I said, you put it on the front door as a 2-step verification for her to get into the house, and just don't give her the code. And be like, we'll email you the code later. Just keep telling her that on the other side of the door.
What a pain trying to remember an 8-digit code to try and get in your house.
Yeah.
Hey, Justin, if you got this, I'm gonna go catch a ship real quick.
Yeah, you're fine.
There. How about a digital toilet flush?
Ooh, that might be good. I still think that a James Bond instant party is the most creative idea.
Oh, that would be such a pain in the ass if it was like to unlock the toilet seat and you had to take a shit really bad. You're trying to put in an 8-digit code.
Or you got to take a piss really bad because you know the closer you get to the toilet, the more you got to take a piss. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, I got to get the. I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna make it.
You're trying to put
Weirdly
the 8-digit
enough,
code in.
Yeah, that sucks. I tell you.
the toilet in Kate's new flat has a remote control for the flush, the bidet jet, and the dryer.
Oh, it has a what is it called? A bidet?
A bidet.
It's got a built-in bidet and
Bidet.
dryer.
A
Bidet.
bidet.
Backs,
Yeah.
yeah, backside washer.
Once you go bidet, there's no other way.
Mm. But it has a
And
little
Don,
remote
when you get there like that,
control.
and you get there and you got to pee real bad, and you're my age, you get there and you go, oh damn.
Wasn't Tom the one that he said he had one in his RV and he turned on the women's one and it felt like his fucking nuts were getting hit by a speed or like a little speed bag or something? I think that was Tom.
It
that
was
said that.
Tom, I think.
He said he turned on the woman one and it started hitting his balls like a speed bag. I was like, oh god.
Yeah, Tom's favorite quote is, once you go bidet, there's no other way.
Well, there was a missile silo that a group of millionaires turned into a really nice doomsday bunker. I mean, this thing is fucking nice. Well, they did the math on because their ultimate goal was to be able to be in there for up to 10 years, fully supplied, everything, power, everything. They had it all set up. But in order to supply enough toilet paper for a 5 or 10 year period, they would literally had to have made one of the whole levels of the entire thing just for toilet paper storage. So instead, they went to bidets on everything because of that.
Bidet.
What the hell is a bidet?
A bidet.
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 Bidet. It's an
Bidet.
I, not
Bidet.
an O.
But anyway, Mark, this is the
bidet.
Bidet. Bidet.
right, but
It's
this
a
is the
French
old Only Fools and Horses episode where they build the nuclear fallout
Oh,
shelter
yeah, they
on
built a
the
nuclear center in the basement.
no, it's on the roof of the
I thought it
tower
was in the
block.
basement.
No, they built it on the tower block. It all that out of all the lead.
Yeah, no, I thought it was in
Yeah.
the basement of the tower block.
No, at the end it zooms out. They're up on the roof. But
Oh, right.
he's talking about the battery, how many batteries he needs.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and it turns out to survive a nuclear attack, they would need something like 20 years worth of batteries, and each battery would only last 6 hours.
Yeah, it was something like 120 million batteries.
Yeah.
Oh, that fucking doomsday bunker they built in that old silo. That thing was fucking nice. So they had, what was it, 6 full, like 3-bedroom houses in there on 3 different levels. And they had a whole level that was nothing but like exercise and like it was just a whole like exercise area where you could play basketball, you could run on the treadmills. Like then they had a whole floor that was nothing but set up like an actual hospital, like a mini hospital, had full surgical rooms, everything that needed to go with it.
It's a bit
Like, they
much
had
for
this place
only
decked
3
out.
households.
No, it was 6 households and they
Right,
were all
6.
millionaires. But they all had to have a special skill to live there though, too. One had to be a doctor, one had to be like an engineer to fix things in there. Like that was like the agreement that they came up with. It was like 6 people that all had specialties that would benefit them being inside there. You know what
So
I'm
the
saying?
local hooker was included.
I guess. I don't know.
Well,
But that's but the way that they did it and the way they organized it and the people they chose to be in there, it made a lot of sense. Like I said,
Mark.
they had a lot of good people in there as far as the special skills.
well, me and Mark could get in because we would be the ones to create the work for the doctors and the opticians and all that. So we're sorted. We're in.
Yeah, otherwise they'd have nothing to do, would they?
Exactly.
Like I said, they were smart about the way that they thought about it though, and who they let in and all that stuff. Like I said, everybody kind of had to have a special skill, but you had a full 3-bedroom house for your family as well. And then like all the
we'd need Don to correct everybody as well.
oh, he'd be the librarian. Yeah, you have his own little library in there.
No, Justin, I would have a library.
A library.
Library.
So
I would have a
Library.
library.
So the question is, Justin, what would your
It's an A,
special
it's a
need be to get in?
library.
Justin, what's your speciality to get in?
I don't know.
Annoying
Security, I
people.
guess.
Just make shit up, man.
I'll be head of security.
We might as well forget it. We're all doomed.
I'm not.
Entertainment,
You will if Justin's security.
entertainment's officer.
Well, what's cool too is they in the windows they put like fake windows in all the rooms to try to make it so you didn't feel so claustrophobic. And then they had actual like really high res TVs, and then they had pictures to make it look like it was outside. You know what I'm saying? Kind of give you a feeling you had windows in your rooms. Like,
I
they
mean,
really
how
all out
depressing,
on
right?
this thing.
So you've got all these windows with a nice view in there, fake view. And then once you finally get to the point where you can come out, you open it and there's just desolate, burnt out land.
Mm.
I'll be
Like I
shutting the
said-
door going, fuck it, I'll stay with the other window.
I'll say the other window, yeah.
Well, they were looking at it from like a psychology standpoint, like so you don't. They're trying to do everything so you don't go crazy in there. Because you got to remember,
Well,
you're going
there
to be
is a
locked
s-
up with a certain
There is
amount
a
of people.
science fiction book along a similar theme where the androids that were built to actually do the work outside of the shelter didn't tell the people that were inside the shelter that the world had actually regenerated itself and was perfect for living again.
Oh, that was like that fucking movie. What was that movie where him and his family went underground? It turned out there was no nuclear war. Blast from the past.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was a good movie. His parents come up to the top, and the first thing they run into is a crackhead, and they think he's got like some kind of new radiation poisoning or something. It's just a crackhead. Because it turns out their nice neighborhood is now downtown LA in like fucking really shitty area.
I'm gonna be listening. I'm going to the kitchen for a minute. My sugar's dropping.
I love how in the movie he's got like all the rarest baseball cards and shit. He's got like multiples of them. The movie's just selling them off for money through the whole movie. Oh man. It is nice outside today.
It is, and some guy is mowing his lawn for the fourth time today. So you got fuck all else to do.
Either that or he's doing it in sections.
In sections, he's got a garden that's probably smaller than your kitchen.
Yeah. I used to do well, we had a pretty good sized yard at the old house. I used to do it in two different sections because especially in the summertime it's too fucking hot. After about 20 minutes, 25 minutes of mowing and trimming, man, you'd just be pouring sweat. So I'd always do all the trimming around the yard. I'd do the backyard, and then I'd come back out a couple hours later and do the side and the front yards.
See, we don't have that problem. We could actually go out with a pair of scissors and cut it in half an hour.
If I had a lawnmower like Murray's, dude, I could do my yard in about fucking 3 minutes.
He wouldn't even need to turn it on.
Murray's got a big ass ride-on lawnmower, one of them zero turns, the big ass ones. Those things, man, you can do a lawn in no time on one of those. That's why I said the guy that does our lawn, he does like 3 or 4 houses next to us all in a row, and he just runs right across everybody's front lawns all in one shot, goes back and forth on all 5 lawns until he gets them, and he gets them all done within probably 15 minutes.
No, you can't
then-
do that here.
And then the guys, and then he's got a couple of guys that are going around. He's got 2 guys that do all the trimming, and they open up all the gates, and the guy runs back there, does the backyards real quick. Then he's got 1 guy that blows all the driveways off. And then there's another guy that goes around and sprays weed killer on everybody's stuff. I don't know,
Mind
the
you,
weeds.
some of the newer housing estates have got it where it's no delineation between the different gardens, but most of the older houses, they've got walls and fences and things between each garden.
Yeah, I've seen newer complexes over there, and they kind of look more like the newer American type style complexes.
Mm,
Like, cause even older houses here, some older communities, there's definitely a distinction between each person's yards, but the newer ones, yeah, they all kind of feed into each other.
mm.
I wouldn't like that idea. Could just causes arguments.
Yeah.
Could you imagine the rows? That blade of grass is on your side. You cut it.
Some people get like that, but like me and my neighbors at our old neighborhood were like that. We would literally just, kind of look down the middle of the houses and just do the half of it, and nobody ever really bitched at each other for it. So
My mate and his next door neighbour, they just take it in turns to mow the whole of the area in front of both of their houses.
Yeah. But have you seen all the arguments over the trees? Your trees overhanging my land.
Oh yeah, my next door neighbour's cut a load of branches off my cherry tree that were overhanging his garden. But
Did
the
he put
little twat, instead of putting them in his own brown bin, he threw them over the fence back into my garden.
You see, he's done the right
Yeah.
thing. He has to do that because if he'd have put them in his bin, you could have rung the police and had him done for theft.
Oh no, I don't mind him cutting them down.
No, but that's one point.
I object to him not disposing of them.
Yeah, but because it's on your land, if he put them in his bin, classed as theft.
where I live, well, I can only speak for
No, because I basically gave him them as soon as he cut them down. So there is to dispose of.
See, I can only speak for my area, but if a tree is overhanging on the neighbor's property, they are allowed to have it trimmed back to your property line.
Yeah, that's what they're allowed here. But when they trim
But
it,
they
to
have to pay
the line,
for it. Like if they decide to do that, they're going to have to pay for it, not you.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. They do that here, but the branches, unless they specifically got it in writing that they are to dispose of them, they have to give them you back. It's a stupid law, but it's the way it is.
It's a damned annoying law.
Yeah, it's because of that lady with the apple tree. She sued the neighbour for stealing the apples when he wasn't. He was cutting the branches down.
Now you'll see a lot of videos online though of people getting pissed because people are cutting tree limbs down that are overhanging their property, even though they're allowed to do it. But the thing is like, if somebody's got a massive ass tree and they got these big ass limbs hanging over their roof of their house, I don't blame them for wanting to cut them down. They're doing it for safety reasons. Because at any time, any tree could fall over,
Yeah, no, he's just doing it because he's a fucking annoying twat. That and it took a bit of shade on, or it put shade on where he has his garden table and chairs.
Because my old house at the landlord, the one mine and my neighbor, he owned both houses, the one he sold out from under us. Probably about 6 months before he sold the houses, there was 2 big ass tree limbs that were hanging over the house from the neighbor's property, just because the way the tree grew on, like sideways almost, and it just like it was like fingers going over the top of our house. And he had a guy come in and cut him down. The neighbor got all pissed off, called the sheriff. The sheriff's like, he's allowed to do that as long as it's to your property line.
Well,
he goes, there's nothing we can do about
don't
it.
do what me and Laura did. We used to have a bird feeder up because we lived in the upstairs flat. And we had a bird feeder, and the girl that moved in downstairs 4 years later decided it had to go. right? So she contacted the property management company who took it down, but they actually got done for stealing it because it was on Network Rail's land and I had permission for it to be there, right? And Network Rail said, well, if you can't have a bird feeder, then you should go the other way. And I went, what's that? They said, put things out in the tree that stop the birds coming, that distract the birds. And I was like, what do you mean? And the guy said, take these. And he gave us some wind chimes, proper brass wind chimes. So we put them in the tree right level with her window.
Make a lot more noise than a bird feeder. Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, that's the thing is in Florida, you got to be very mindful of your trees around your property because during the hurricanes, man, trees will get uprooted really easily. Just fall over.
You're not planting them deep enough.
That's why I don't, honestly, if I owned a house, I wouldn't want any trees around my house at all, just because that happens so much during hurricanes. I don't understand why people like having these massive ass trees right next to their house.
Well, maybe we should design trees that, you know, when there's a hurricane coming through, they can just come along and tip it over and lay it on its side until the hurricane's been. And then they just plop it back up.
So collapsible trees. Yeah.
Yeah.
The ones that are really, that aren't bad to have around your house are palm trees, because those, man, they can take a beating in the wind. Those ones don't tend to come uprooted, but I mean, those things, I've seen those things almost bending to the damn ground and not break. Those are some tough ass trees.
I'm quite happy with me apples, pears, and plums. Means I get plenty of fruit.
What's up, Dan? Said this
Because you
coffee
don't get
is
any
awesome.
of it until the beginning of winter.
Remind me to get this coffee again. Well, what coffee is it? I know you like that. What was it, the Jack Daniels coffee?
Jack Daniels coffee.
Yeah. It doesn't actually have alcohol in it, it's just flavored.
Yeah.
Dan likes it. I think that was the one he was buying, or was it Jim Beam? Jim Beam coffee?
Jim Beam.
I
Okay.
think that's the one that Dan was buying.
Dan?
Was...
I bought it
Al?
once. It was good.
TJ.
Matter of fact, I think you bought it because Dan was showing it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Ooh, nice omelet.
Chili and cream cheese omelet with a English muffin.
Oh yeah, nice. Nice little breakfast.
Crumpet.
English crumpet.
Yeah, it was a Jim
And it-
Beam bourbon. That's right.
And the dogs know I'm eating, so they're all coming. But my sugar is dropping right now. I can feel it. Boy, it's dropping.
Dan said the coffee he's having today is Jamaican full roast.
You're making me crazy.
Yeah, I agree with that, Dan.
I need coffee to go with this. Yeah, coffee to go with this would be good right now. I'm gonna see what my sugar is.
Jamaican full
You
roast
made that
coffee.
quick, or did you just reheat that?
I made that.
That was quick as shit. You weren't even
I
gone for
know,
like
I'm
2
good,
or
huh?
3 minutes.
I'm pretty good, huh? Yeah, I'm about to hit the floor.
Have you you're actually checking your sugar now?
Yeah, it's dropping. I'm probably in the 50s.
I'll get a couple bites in you real quick.
I want to get the sugar first. I'll put it like this. I want to get up and make a cup of coffee, but I don't want to get up. That's how bad it is right now.
What, is it high or is it low?
Low. It's dropping.
What, yeah.
He's
We'll
checking
find out
it
in a
now.
second. Come on,
When you start sweating cobs and feeling dizzy, that's when it's too low.
And I'm starting to sweat.
But you get shakes too, don't you?
Mm. That's when it gets down to about 3.5. You don't want to really let it go down below 4. In fact, the normal is supposed to be between 5 and 7.
Stop.
5. That's all right. It's not too low, but it's the low of normal. Couple of digestive biscuits, cream crackers will do fine.
Yeah, I don't have any graham crackers here. I usually keep them for that, and I haven't bought any lately.
No, he didn't say 5. He told his dog to stop barking.
Mine was 7.2 this morning.
Faust.
Sound
Stop.
like fucking Dan and his license.
Are you sure that Jamaican roast hasn't been made with chili flakes? He says it's going straight through him.
Dan got himself a new license. His eyes
Justin,
round.
Dan says check your messenger.
Yeah, I'm showing it right now.
All
It says
right.
eyes round, fat size fat. Restrictions, Ernie the giant chicken. That's funny.
Peter Griffin.
Expires never. His license number is 1 more beer. Ugh.
Yeah, 62 is my setting right now.
No, fucking hell.
It's
You had to use the
borderline.
awkward measurement system.
Yeah, I was 6'2" is like a 6.2 a yard, like.
Mm.
But it's getting to the point where I'm starting to sweat right here.
Well, if you're starting to sweat, that's probably more like a 4 than a 6.
Yeah, but 62 is low with me.
So you guys do, there's 2 different measurements for that?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what
I
they
think
do.
being medical, it would be the same across the board.
No, they changed the system over from one to another.
That's what I'm saying, but medical, I think that should be universal in all countries. Like
Yeah, I agree.
terms, the way you rate things, that needs to be the same across the board.
I think it's more of a percentage, isn't it? The one that you're using, whereas the one I
Yeah.
use is millimolecules per mole or whatever. Milliliters per molecule, something like that.
Joe,
Per
stop
mole.
typing and eat your food. Don't need you passing out on the live stream.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
He doesn't need much to bring that back up a little bit.
Yeah, it's going. It'll be back in a second. Come on.
Nothing worse than the paramedics finding your ass up on the floor.
Yeah.
Oh, it has to go really low for that to happen.
Sorry to keep you boys.
No, don't worry about it, Paul.
Yeah,
Feel good? I take it.
it's all good. Did you see it go by on the monitor?
No, we've been talking.
Okay. All right. Yeah, CSL Assiniboine.
And it looks like the camera might be stuck because it ain't moving.
Looking at the trees.
Yeah, it's
Well,
just sitting
they followed the ship up and went out in the lake.
there. Yeah, I know, but now it's just sitting there on the trees. Look at your TV behind you.
Yeah, I know. I'm watching it on the monitor here.
Either that or the stream froze.
No, because the trees are moving.
All right.
They might have got up to go to the bathroom or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Or no, see there's the ship going by now.
They're just sitting there. Oh,
Top of the ship.
so even the point of trying to watch it up through there, you can't even see it. It's just trees.
I know. And in the summertime it's all leafed out anyway, you can't see anything. It just depends upon who's running it, you know.
I've seen some of the operators on that camera and they're fucking horrible.
Yep.
I actually like it better when it's an auto.
But it's all voluntary, so and it is like a club. Like if you're in with them, you're in with them. If you're out with them, you're out with them.
Well, I think Tiger's about to tee off on his second round.
Who is?
Tiger Woods.
Mr. Woods.
Mm.
He's
Nice.
he's not in the news as much as he used to be, is he?
No, he got injured badly in a car crash and his game suffers.
Well, not to mention he did have some
And he had
controversial
back
shit.
problems before anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, but he had some controversial shit a few years back too. Him sleeping around with a bunch of women or something.
Stop.
Mm.
And plus, didn't he get divorced and lost half his money? If I remember correctly.
I am the foggiest idea.
Yeah, he did. He went through some controversial stuff over here about, because they've joked around about it, and on a lot of TV shows made fun of him because he was sleeping around with a lot of women.
He plays a lot of golf with his son, who's a teenager. And he was saying in an interview the other day that his son now hits the ball further than he does.
See what his net worth is now. I know back when he was hot, man, he was making hundreds of millions. He's worth 1.3 billion.
Oh yeah, he's worth a lot of money. He's still not. I mean, he's only is he 102 over par at the moment, which isn't bad round Augusta, considering his injuries.
His net worth is 1.3 billion as of April 10th. He was certified as a billionaire by Forbes in 2022, making him the second active athlete ever to reach that feat behind LeBron James.
So what you're saying that he wanted more than one hole in one?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Because I remember he went through some controversy probably about 7 or 8 years ago. It might have been a little bit longer than that, where he was accused by a lot of women of some pretty nefarious shit.
Well, as far as the record in the Masters goes, Jack Nicklaus has won it 6 times and Tiger Woods has won it 5 times. And I think the closest to them is only won it 3 times.
Yeah, Jack Nicklaus is great, man. He came out there one time with a couple of guys and they were doing like the preliminaries, just playing around. And Jack walked over and he told the guy, and he said, "It's not a hard shot. Go ahead and do it." And the guy looked at him kind of funny. And Jack says, "I got it." And he walked over, and Jack sunk one from about 60 feet. You know.
So it says Woods initially refuted the claims, but later admitted that he had cheated. Over the next few months, with several women came forward alleging that he had sexual relationships with Woods
Well, that
during his
happens all
8-year
the time,
marriage.
doesn't it?
Yeah, but
As soon as
what did
someone
that?
like that,
How is that
everybody
anybody?
tries to
I
get-
I hate that type of.
I mean, I understand what Donald's saying, but when you put yourself in the limelight like that, you got to think of sponsors and stuff. They don't want that bad
Yeah,
image, so that's
But it has
why.
not it has nothing to do with his golf playing.
Oh, no, I'm
Mm.
not saying that, but I'm saying you'll have women that will come forward because they'll think they'll get money out of it, and then of course the
Yeah.
tabloids are going to pick it up, and then, I mean,
So he didn't go for the hole in one. He went for a bunch of them.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah. I knew I was right. I knew
Double
I was pretty
bogeys.
sure I remembered that correctly. Yeah, it was a bunch of controversy on women. I don't
Mm.
think anything ever really came of it. I think he did pay out some money, hush hush money to some people, but I don't think nothing ever came of it. I do. He did get
Bogey,
divorced
stop.
over it
I think
Oh,
he's
come on.
still married to somebody though.
because it said in that it was an 8-year marriage. So yeah, he's probably definitely not married to her anymore. Whoever it was, his first wife was. She was from she was Norwegian, I think. Norwegian said it was. Yeah, unfortunately though, if you're famous, it's kind of shit that's gonna come out if you're doing it. Fortunately.
Hmm.
Guess that's the price you pay for being famous.
Uh,
Everything you do is scrutinized.
Yep.
mm,
Yeah, his
Right,
first wife was beautiful too.
Yeah, I've got
Yeah, I
to drop
think-
off. I've got to make a phone call before they shut. If you're still on when I've finished, I'll come back on.
I'll
Okay.
catch you later.
right,
Yeah,
Tuck,
I think his wife, Joe, was a Norwegian model.
Yeah, she was absolutely stunning. Okay, this my blood sugar. I'm eating. I'm almost finished, and my blood sugar has not gone up much.
Do you carry those things around with you, like the little sugar cubes and shit for that, for emergencies?
So I have something to take, but I'm about to. Like I said, my sugars. I'm gonna knock this dog out. There's a dog downstairs barking, so he's barking. No, the blood sugar's just not picking up.
Well, I mean, should you like eat a little bit of sugar? Like, would that
Yeah, I got
spike
one. I'm
it?
getting ready to hit it.
I'm saying that
Yeah, I
that would
got, like-
spike it up, right?
Yeah, I got like Werther's that have that's what the doctor told me. He said either get a peppermint or get these Werther's. He said these are the one that have the caramel filling. So it's a little bit extra sweet. He said if you pop one of those and it don't work, if pop a second one, that don't work, then we got a problem. Stop.
Yeah, I know. I think Sarah's dad used to have those. They were like little cube things you'd buy in the pharmacy section. I think they were for
Yeah, those
that.
will bring your sugar up quick.
Yeah, they're like a quick reaction thing to try to get your sugar up as quick as possible.
well, you know what a doctor told me was, if you ever start feeling kind of queasy because your blood sugar's too high, take a spoonful of peanut butter in your mouth and you'll be amazed how it comes down. And I
Yeah,
thought,
that works too. But I gotta go in the kitchen and get one right now. My blood sugar's low enough that I don't want to get up right now.
I don't know what's more shocking, what Paul's just said, or the fact that he claimed he listened to a doctor.
I always listen to the doctor. Don't you, David?
No. Well, yeah. I listen to Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, the only doctor you listen to is Dr. Pepper.
Yep.
David, you going live today or no?
I am, yeah.
Okay. What time you going live?
In about an hour and a half.
All right, I'm gonna jump off.
6:30.
I'll catch y'all later over there.
Okay, everybody.
I'll see you later. I gotta go get my glasses.
He's gotta
and then I'm
go.
gonna fly.
Don's about had his day too, so
No, Don's getting ready to start his day.
okay.
So you need me to do it for you, Paul?
Yeah, would you?
Yeah. Right, we're gonna call it, guys. Everyone in the
Okay,
chat. Thanks very
everybody.
much.
David is calling. Okay.
Get your stuff and get out.